Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I want to explain how you will be able very easily to get your hands on this mount right here, which is the new phase diving or phase lost mount. So as you can see, this is a really cool model because basically this is the only mount that you will be able to use outside of phase diving that will have this main color scheme applied to it. And one thing that I didn't know is that it will also transform your character. So as you can see, when you use this mount, your entire character will become pink as well. And as soon as you remove the mount, you are not pink anymore. So this is a really awesome mount to get. And normally it was supposed to be pretty challenging to get this mount, but I found a pretty easy way for you to get it in maybe 1 to 2 hours, depending on how efficiently you're doing this farm. So here, just a quick reminder, in order to start farming for this mount, you will need to have already done the 3 first chapters of the new storyline in Karesh. You will then need to also do all the different quests that will allow you to unlock phase diving. And finally, you will need to farm 3 additional of the different ethereal strands in order to unlock the rank 3 of your cloak, or the second rank, which is this one, as you can see. So once this is done, you will now be able to find some of the different phase orbs when phase diving, and when you go on these different phase orbs, most of the time you will simply receive a buff and some dust, but sometimes you will be able to get some cosmetic weapons. And when you get all these different cosmetic weapons, as you can see right here, you will be able to complete this achievement, the phase lost and found. And with that, as a reward, you will be able to get this mount right here. And if you're interested in knowing what are all the different appearances, I will also just show them to you at the end of this video. So these different orbs are pretty easy to see, but the only challenging part is that there's not that many, and also you need to be in phase diving in order to find them. And right now you can't really use your mount or anything like that, so it takes quite a long time to even just find one of these different orbs. And then you only have a small chance at actually getting one of the different cosmetic weapons when stepping on the orb. So this is something that normally was probably going to take you a long time before you're able to complete this achievement and get the mount. But I found again a strategy that works really well and that will allow you to get it right away if you're doing it properly. So for this strategy to work, you want to come right here at this exact location near the oasis. And you want to position yourself like that. Here, you will need, of course, to be in phase diving, and what you want to do is to use the Q or the find group search for the new world boss and to realm up, and like that, you're gonna be able to find a lot of these different orbs because they respawn at the same places. They're not like scattered everywhere randomly. They have very specific places all around Karesh where they will spawn. And these will always spawn right here. And so it means that by simply realm hopping, you will be able like that to find a lot of them at the same place without having to move at all. And I'm sure that this is something that can work in other places in Karesh, but this is the one that I've used and the one that I think is the most efficient for this specific farm. So it's up to you to see which place you want to do this farm on, but this one I know for sure it's working. So here, of course, I have some very important tips for you to make it as efficient as possible. The first thing is that you want to do it when there's a lot of players playing, and especially a lot of players doing the world quest for the world boss. So here it means that probably the best time of day to do that is anytime after work, so probably like after 5 p.m, something like that, up to 9-10 p.m. You also want to do that, if possible, not too late in the week, because at that time less people are doing the world boss. But for instance, on the Wednesday or Thursday, that's the best time to do this farm because there are tons of these different groups that will be formed. Here, you don't want to go to the same realms again and again, so when you join one of the groups, always make sure to check the name of the realm, and then just make sure for the next 5 minutes to not join again the same realm, because otherwise you're just going to waste time. It's important to note that depending on the population of the realms, so for instance if you're going for European realms on Draenor, The orbs are going to respawn very quickly, simply because a lot of players are farming them, and so they respawn pretty quickly. And so here, maybe every 5-10 minutes, try to rejoin these very high populated realms, because usually you will be able to find another orb on these realms. And another very important thing is you want to face that way, the exact same way as me, because as you can see, you will see the mobs change in front of you, and that's how you know that realm hopping is working, because sometimes it takes a little bit of time, and so you might think you already are on the new realm, but you're not. So when you see the mobs changing and everything, that's when you know that you are on the new realm, and then you can leave the group and join another one. So just something for you to also make sure that you are actually realm hopping properly. Also here, just two important disclaimers. First of all, I know some of you might think that it's not nice to join like groups like that and then leave them. But with this type of world quest where everyone is joining super fast, it's not a big deal, because you're not really impacting the group. It's not, for instance, like joining a dungeon group of 5 players and then you leave just because you're not happy with whatever. Here, it's not the case at all. Players don't care whether you join and leave. There's so many players doing the world boss right now that really, trust me, this is not something that is going to impact the gameplay of anyone trying to form groups for the world boss. And also the second thing is that this is not something that will go away, so there's no rush. If you don't necessarily want to get the mount right away, what you can also just do is make sure to unlock the phase orbs, and then at least like that, just by playing while doing phase diving activities in Karesh, you will be able to find some of these orbs, and hopefully by the end of the patch you will have collected all the different appearances. So it's really just for those of you who are really interested in getting the mount as fast as possible. And also, if you want to enjoy right now the early launch of the patch where everyone is doing the world boss and there is a lot of players active in the new zone, so it's easy to do. But again, there's no rush at all. Okay, so now let me just show you quickly all the different appearances. So as you can see, I'm just gonna go through them pretty fast. Some of them are very nice. Most of them are, of course, recolored items from previous items available during, for instance, Wrath of the Lich King, the Burning Crusade, Cataclysm, etc. But there are also a few unique items that were never made available to players. Still, most of them are pretty low res and most of them are simply recolored, but at least I feel like a few of these different appearances are pretty nice. Especially I really love the Bardish. I really love some of the different swords. But again, it's definitely just some weapons that we've already seen. Nothing too exciting or really new here, but still something that maybe hopefully you will be able to use with some of your different transmog sets. So that's pretty much it for today's video. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this guide or not, and I really hope that if you want this mount, you will be able to get it pretty easily following some of these different tips that I just gave you in this video. Personally, again, I really like this mount. I think it's pretty unique, and I love the fact that your entire character is transformed into this new phase diving mode. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, and in the meantime, I wish you all a great day. Bye!